Welcome, everyone, to the 2022 award show in podcasting. It's been a fantastic night full of true crime, comedy, and true crime comedy. Some really amazing podcasts with truly compelling narratives. But as we move on to the end of the evening, it's time for our worst of show. That's right, it's time for the worst new podcast category, and it looks like we have some serious contenders. Up first, Here's the Thing with Alec Baldwin. Up next, Renegades with Bruce Springsteen and Barack Obama. And what's this? New to the category, it's Bad Movies Among Us. Oh yeah! And the votes are in. The award for Worst New Podcast goes to... Oh my gosh, everyone! It's Bad Movies Among Us! Bad Movies Among Us takes the award for Worst New Podcast! I think I have one of the hosts right here. Sir, would you like to comment on your award?
I mean, it's just an honor to be nominated. And you don't think there's any way you could actually win the award for Worst New Podcast? You try to be positive. You know, you get dressed up, you think to yourself, even if I don't win, I'm gonna stuff my pockets with as much free shrimp as this linoleum can hold, and I'm gonna make the most of it. And then they announce your name as the winner of the Worst New Podcast, and you're just beside yourself. I didn't think I was gonna win, so I didn't have a speech prepared or anything like that. I just went up on stage with my pockets full of shrimp, and I just stress ate for 3 or 4 minutes until I came up with a speech in my head, and honestly, seamless. Frankly, it was a magical moment. I think this was an amazing moment for both of the Bad Movie Among Us creators.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to our viewers at home?
You know, just believe in yourself, refuse all criticism, make sure and justify all your bad decisions with uncounted for a sense of artistic talent, and if anybody has anything bad to say about your podcast, you just tell them,
keep my podcast name out your friggin' mouth!
What's your favorite bad movie?
Mom, have you seen my peanut butter? High five!
Jeez, that's not cranberry sauce.
Watch me.
Some movies are bad. Some are just plain rotten.
I'm not bad. I'm just filmed that way.
Movies Among Us.
Hello everyone, we are back in black for our very first Golden Raspberry Awards ceremony show spectacular.
Yeah, welcome everyone to our Razzie Award show.
This really has been a wonderful year for bad movies, and as everyone else is anticipating the Oscars, I'm so glad to have all of our bad movie fans here, enjoying the best that bad movies have to offer in 2022. We've been up and down this bad movie list in preparation for today's episode, and frankly, I'm pretty proud of myself.
As you should, Alan, as you should.
Yeah, I have kept to my word, and I have watched almost every single movie on this list in preparation for the Razzies. Once again, I tried to watch as many of the Bruce Willis movies as I could. If you were following along with me, trying to shovel down as many of these bad movies into your gullet hole as you could in the brief month period between the noms and the actual awards, then I'm sure you understood. Not only were most of the Bruce Willis movies stuck behind a paywall, much worse than that, they looked boring. Like, boring as sin. And that being said, I did actually watch a few of them. Honestly, I'm watching Midnight in the Switchgrass right now. And it's probably the best among them. It's at least well produced.
I wanted to watch Apex. I mean, I wasn't willing to dish out the $3 for it, but I would have watched that one. That seemed like the one that was most interesting to me.
Well, not only did they have a paywall behind them, it was a confusing series of paywalls.
I know, right? Some of them were $3, some of them were $4, some of them were $6.
Yeah, just a very random price assortment. And then all of a sudden, Midnight in the Switchgrass just came up for free, and so of course I'm going to put it on, you know.
Right. Take advantage of that.
I will take advantage of it.
And Cosmic Sin was also free, right?
Yeah, Cosmic Sin was also free on Netflix, and so I watched that one. Honestly, I feel like Midnight in the Switchgrass is probably the best among them. That being said, watching all of the Bruce Willis movies, and after hearing the recent news about his health and...
Aphasia, right?
Aphasia.
Aphasia.
Yeah, his aphasia diagnosis. And honestly, I don't think it's too surprising. I loved watching so many people reel back their criticisms after hearing this, but to me it makes perfect sense. Like, did you know that Tommy Wiseau is not actually from New Orleans?
But he's the real Cajun hunk.
He's the real Cajun hunk, but he's not actually really from the Cajun. I know. And maybe his internationalism and his confusion with American English might be part of the reason why his movie came off so laughably bad. That just might be part of the reason why it's fun. A great bad movie really requires a lot of factors all falling into place all at the right time for the whole thing to really come together, for it to be something special. And an 86-year-old man with dementia still trying to act his way out of a paper bag with middling success. That's great bad movie territory.
67.
Huh?
He's 67 years old, not 86.
76 years old with a rare form of dementia and still acting.
67, and you're still gonna make fun of him even with dementia? You know, he stepped away from acting.
Oh, that's sad. I do hope that he comes back to it.
I don't think he will. Not with the diagnosis and everything, in all seriousness. But you know, if he did come back, would it be Die Hard?
I want him to just embrace the bad moviness of it.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. There's the dichotomy of it.
Folks, Alan hasn't seen A Good Day to Die Hard, which is a pretty bad movie.
I haven't seen A Good Day to Die Hard. I've actually missed a lot of the Bruce Willis movies, sadly. I've only probably seen 15 or 20 movies that he's in, so I've missed most of them.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite
What's your favorite Bruce Willis movie?
What's my favorite Bruce Willis movie? You know, rewatching Die Hard's not too bad. It's actually got a lot going for it. Bruce is really good in it. I think he actually brings a lot to the table whenever he acts. I think that's why he's been doing it for so long.
I'm a Die Hard with a Vengeance kind of boy.
A Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Yeah, that's Die Hard 3.
Die Hard 3?
Yeah.
How far did they go up the Die Hard ladder?
So you have Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Harder, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Live Free or Die Hard, and A Good Day to Die Hard. The last two are with his children.
The thing is Bruce, he's been doing this for like a lifetime and a half. He's pumped out so much content, a literal physical ton of content. Even with the effects of age weighing on him, 76 or 86 or 67 or however old he actually is, busting out over half a dozen movies a year, that's a lot of work. His publicist said he was trying to put away money for his family, totally trying to Walter White the situation and making hay while the sun will shine and all of that. But I'm not even sure if that's so true, honestly. In my personal opinion, I think he has been doing it for so long because he just enjoys acting.
I can see that with Bruce.
I think he enjoys the acting scenes.
Right.
I think he enjoys the action scenes, frankly.
Yeah.
I did listen to a few interviews. He continues to do action scenes, or continued to do action scenes all the way up until his recent retirement. I think that was one of his favorite parts. And the thing is he's a big class actor. He's big name. At time of recording, he is 29th richest in the world with a net worth of $250 million. So he's putting it away for the security of his family. He had that covered a long time ago.
Yeah, and I thought the same thing when they mentioned that he was saving it for his family. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure he already has that. So, I mean, him, because he likes acting, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. You know, I don't have a problem with them making fun of him for bad line delivery. Even with him having dementia and everything like that. I have a little bit more of an issue with the criticizing him for trying to make money. Because I just don't think that's really what the situation is. If he was trying to make money, he'd be doing walk-ons on 1 or 2 movies a year for more millions of dollars than he's actually charging for these.
Kind of like Steven Seagal.
Yeah, kind of like Steven Seagal. He would do 1 or 2 movies a year, he would do walk-on roles. And yeah, he's not major roles in these movies necessarily. He kind of is lead roles, but he's also not always there all the time. I think he was, doing what he could. It's sad to see him step away from it, because you do wonder how much it has been good for his health and his mental condition.
It probably was very good for his health. I mean, he wasn't able to remember his lines, but he was at least trying.
Right. He was at least trying to remember his lines. It seemed to me like he was putting a lot of effort for it. And you could definitely see that in Midnight in the Switchgrass, which, even though there was parts of it where it seemed like he was stumbling over lines or not fully remembering, you could definitely see him putting in the effort to deliver what he had well and to really pull it through. And I don't think there's any shame in that.
I'm going to be mourning the loss of The Fifth Element too.
It's okay, Vera.
But Mila Jovovich is still good, and she could still nail that multi-pass line, I'm sure.
It's okay. You'll still get a Fifth Element too. They'll cast David Krochner. He's always down for these sort of things.
Ew, gross!
It's okay, Vera. Even with David Krochner, as long as you have enough dedicated people going around with stucco, cheese whizzing the crap out of that movie, just making it fit together and holding all the pieces together, then you might actually get a bad movie that's worth watching. You know, just like The Room. The Room is only enjoyable because Tommy put so much effort into the production, and I think everyone here knows how much I praise Tommy for his work. And I think the same should go for all the other actors in your favorite bad movies. Just like Amy Adams. Her work this year might have been awkward. It might have bordered on weirdly pedophilic at times. It was sexually charged, and it made me uncomfortable. But she's trying to expand her acting credentials. She's building off of her character base. She's experimenting with new things, and I think all of us over here, we just get to watch and enjoy as she fumbles. As she fumbles on her way to becoming a better actress, hopefully. Because I don't think Amy Adams is a bad actress. I just think she hasn't found her darker side yet, and that's fine. I don't want her to give up on horror. It may be a more difficult genre for her at first, but I think she'll find her lens. You know, and when she finds it, I'm sure we'll get an antebellum-style nightmare-inducing horror movie, and frankly, I think that'd be a ton of fun. Do you think that Amy Adams can actually accomplish a horror persona?
I mean, if Jessica Chastain can do it, so can she, right?
I don't want Amy Adams to give up on horror. I want her to lean in. I want her to learn from her mistakes, and we can just enjoy the ride with her. Nick Cage did not become the legend he is today by sticking to National Treasure, and Amy Adams is not going to evolve into her final form until she fully actualizes her evil twin persona. And as far as the whole Bruce Willis having aphasia thing, anyone on the bad movie bandwagon has probably heard the gossip about Bruce not memorizing his lines, having to be fed them on set. I'd heard the BS gossip saying that he's just doing it for the money.
You know, funnily enough, Johnny Depp was accused of that for Pirates of the Caribbean 5. He had a microphone in his wig, and it was feeding him lines throughout almost the entire shoot. And I think he might have been drunk.
Yeah, from what I heard, he was drunk a lot of that production, but again, not the issue with Bruce Willis, and I hadn't heard about him having a microphone. I mean, I've heard about him being fed lines, them having to feed him lines from offset, but had you actually heard about him having to wear a microphone?
I haven't heard anything about a microphone.
And that wouldn't surprise me either, him being obstinate about it.
Right, he would want to learn his lines.
I think, frankly, the whole Razzie category dedicated to him, sadly, I think it hurt him personally, and that sucks. Because really, I feel like it's quite an honor. I think it's fun, and I could be your biggest supporter. But Bruce, unfortunately, he has said that he is stepping away from acting at this time. I hope that changes. Personally, I would still watch more Bruce Willis movies in the future, aphasia or not, good or bad. Hopefully bad. Just maybe lean into it a little bit more. Maybe you could, I don't know, punch a shark in the face or something next time. Just have fun with it. Because frankly, I think Bruce just loves to act. I think he likes doing the action things. I think it's what he does, doing it for gosh darn ever. And I don't think he wanted to give it up. And I don't think he should have to. I think people still want to see him, whether that's for good movies or bad movies. As long as people want to watch him jump out of a helicopter and punch people in the face, then he should keep on doing it. And I hope Bruce returns to acting. I know the Razzies rescinded your award, and I think that's bullshit. You worked hard, and you earned it. You know, I think taking it away is frankly a shame. It took your blood, sweat, and tears to make those movies, and the fact that you have aphasia, it really is an award for your determination, your stubborn indignation towards opposition, your try hard, work hard, die hard attitude. And I know, you enjoy the action scenes. I know you like doing your own stunts. I've got Midnight in the Switchgrass playing on the side while I'm writing this, and frankly, it's been the best of the Bruce Willis movies that I've seen this year. I can see him put forth the effort. I can see him trying to push himself. And it's a well-shot movie, but it's not necessarily an easy movie to watch. It's a very, very rough subject matter. I would definitely make sure you know what you're getting into before starting this one. But that being said, if this dark kind of narrative is your bag, then it's shot well, it's acted well. I enjoyed Bruce's character. It's not really the kind of movie I'd want to watch, but it does seem like the best produced of the lot. But of course,